era computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
One, we're live. Everybody's here. So look, man, you already know what it is. It's your man, SumOfMan. We're here with my friends, R King, R7, still sending suckers straight to heaven. We got Age Zilla, aka Age Scott. Wait until that album drop. You know what I'm saying? You know it's gonna be hot. Right? And this is Black Men Meet, and today we're talking about clout. We're talking about clout chasing. We're talking about apparently Dr. Dre. Okay, so before we started, there was a conversation going on. I was kind of distracted, but these two gentlemen were talking about Dr. Dre and how he's giving up $100 million a month for like a year or something like that.
In total, he's giving up $100 million.
Just $100 million in total.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's not that bad for Dr. Dre money. That's a drop in the bucket. It sounds like to me.
Tuesday's money he made last Tuesday.
Right. like my man just like that made some money. Here you go, 100 mil. And I mean, any regular person could support their life entirely on 100 million. Really.
Oh, big facts. But you know how it is, man. We gotta take it while we can. You know, grab the bag while you can.
Right.
Maybe get the Dr. Dre to put out Detox. His money back.
Right. And speaking of Dr. Dre, on some side stuff, yes I can. Turn the music down. Oh yeah, on some, and I'll turn y'all up too. Yeah, on some side stuff. Dr. Dre's last project was it Compton? I think it was called Compton, and that was a banger. Nobody was really talking about that, but that was a straight up banger, like for real. Did y'all get a chance to listen to that?
I don't think I got a chance to listen to that one.
You know what?
But I'm gonna
I picked it up, but nothing stuck with it. Maybe I was looking for something else, but I gave it a spin. Nothing pretty stick.
Wow. I feel like it was dope. I feel like it was dope all the way through. Maybe it was a time and environment I was listening to it. I was sitting by the water. You know what I'm saying? It was dark. It was late night. I was smoking, and it was perfect. And it just reminded me of like NWA's glory days. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I really liked it.
I had to go back to the business.
Man, I said give it a listen. But let's go ahead and get the show officially started. But I've been meaning to do this for a long time. I got these real talk Black consciousness conversation cards, right? And I got a whole set of Black History flashcards from the same group. It's Urban Intellectuals. Shout out to my pops for buying this for me. I had some of the sets, and he just bought me the whole set randomly. But I've never seen him invest in Black business like this before. So what we're gonna do is pull one out at random. We're gonna ask the question, and that's gonna be like our intro. So everyone has 2 questions on it. I guess maybe we can choose. What are your thoughts? We'll do both. What are your thoughts on ADOS? Do y'all know what ADOS are? The ADOS movement. So it's like African descent of slaves, or Africans descended from slaves. And so among the many names for Black people, ADOS was one of the names coined, and it's like kind of like you have the manosphere with Kevin Samuels or whatever. You have like the ADOsphere, where it's like people who consider themselves Africans descended of slaves. And to me, that it just creates more separation between us and African people. Like, you already get enough Black people saying that I'm not African, this, that, and the third. I'm like, you are African. Okay, you don't got to be like everybody else to say that you're not what you really are. If your ancestors were from freaking Venezuela 2 generations ago, 10 generations ago, you still got Venezuelan in your blood. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna just go away just because you start mixing with other people. And all the Black people from this country are from Africa for the most part. You know what I'm saying? You got some who were here before slavery, right? But still, they come from Africa. You know what I'm saying? So that's ADOS. So what are y'all thoughts on ADOS? African descendants of slaves, 2 names.
I mean, for me, you pretty much just said it. Like you said, why create more of a divide when we don't need to?
Right. Right. We need to be able to be bonding with our brothers and sisters, because one thing that a lot of conscious black people talk about, they talk about other races and how they bond together, right? Including white folks. But look at the Chinese. They have Chinatown. They have an entire like section of the city where they're together all the time. They shop there, they eat there, they live there, they spend money there, okay? And they have everything that they need. They don't even have to leave that area of the town. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, not only are they shopping in that area with each other so that the community can get money and keep money, but also they get products from China. Just like Latino people, when they open up their stores, where do they get their products from? Mexico.
I love it. I can't even knock how my Hispanic brother and sisters are.
Right. Right.
Shops.
Right.
I love it.
Whether they're first or third generation, they're not gonna be like, I'm not Mexican.
I remember we talked about this on the show before, like in some of the first episodes, and I was like, yeah, you know, the motherland is great, but we don't have no factories. Like, we don't have no products. Like,
right.
We have there's no infrastructure in Africa to create such an environment that would allow economic diversity like that. You know what I mean? Like,
I
build a
feel
factory, it's likely to be burnt. You build, like, let's say you build a factory in January, you come August, you can have, you know, there could be a war, a strike, you know, a monsoon, typhoon, like.
No, that's facts.
Insane.
That's facts.
It is insane.
Hey, but check this out. Two things, right? First thing, they do have factories in Africa that exist. There's the Nigerian car, right? And it's produced in Africa by African people, you know what I'm saying, using African labor. But what somebody told me, and the car is Nigerian, is that the car is not as good quality as an American car. So it would be better to get an American car to ship to Africa and sell than to try and sell an African car here. However, there is a big thing in Africa because of colonialism where they think that white makes right, and that all things made by white people are better than the stuff that they have. This is what they say themselves, right? But the second thing is the Chinese, again, are moving into Africa. They're building factories in Africa. And this is kind of revolutionary because, like my man said, we didn't have factories before. However, they're filling them up with Chinese workers, right? So it's like the factories are now there, but they're not hiring anybody from the country that they're in. And honestly, I think that's Africa's really big issue, is not having control of the factories and the means of production for the most part.
Yeah. Like that industrial industry, I guess we have learned nothing from the 1600s. Like, yo, we had to stop our way of production because we were destroying the planet and during the Industrial Revolution. And now China and India, the two biggest producers of pollution on planet Earth, period, right, are trying to now take the biggest landmass on Earth and turn that into more factories to produce the shit that they right now are using to destroy the planet, and no one is saying anything about this.
Right.
Because that's what you're telling me. Yes. Okay. So am I the only person here who's using logic to find that dumb?
No.
Or are we just all? Because I'm like, how is no one saying anything about this? Like, come on, bro. What was this? What's that movie? The Watchmen. Hey, Adrian, why you building all them factories everywhere? No reason.
Right. It's just normal. It's just normal stuff. Normal stuff.
That wasn't that normal at all. That was terrible.
But I'm also feeling like black people who want to unite and should work together. There's like so much underlying hate that I feel is so in our DNA. Like, I feel, you know, we have some real issues with each other. Like, we should be united and work. Honestly, of Black Wall Street, that should be back. I mean, we should, even though they destroyed it, we've seen it happen, we've seen it work. It can be redone. No, all these rappers got money and all this thing. Oh yeah, but like it's crazy. It's just like
Age, man. I like you said that, bro. You know that like we had the majority of the cab companies in Detroit. I think at one point there was a black owned bus business that owned half the buses for like almost the entire east side of Detroit. Like we had infrastructure, we had business, like you
We had
said.
schools, we had doctors.
It's just when we tried to really build it up, they took it from us. You know,
Right, and
Some
they
of Man
can
has mentioned
continue
on
to
the
take it
channel
from us.
before how we had it was something that we did that was awesome, and we invented the thing.
The refrigerator, light filament, the internet,
Yes, we did all of that.
healthcare.
Yes, we did that, but it was something else. Oh my god, it was so good. I was like, "Yup, that's the thing that we did," and no one seems to care.
Cotton
It'll come to
gin.
me.
We got a lot of
Yes.
shit.
Oh no. It was like when we were talking about how they gave us the 40 acres when they freed us from slavery, and we ended up creating better crops and had more profitable yields. So they came and they took it away from us.
Right. Within 10 years, we outproduced all of the southern farmers, and they were like, "No, we can't do this because they're getting too powerful, because they know the land too well, and they work too hard." And that's our entire history here in this country. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much. Every time we tried to come up, they came down with some get down.
Right. And
But
it's still like
go
this.
ahead.
One thing that I worked on that I haven't really talked to anybody about is with Conscious Voices. And Conscious Voices, like a big part of their mission is to try and get a black healthcare facility here in Oakland. And literally, every other group of people has their own healthcare facility with integrated mental health and physical health, right?
And dental.
And dental. And they all have higher lifespans than us. And the more medical care facilities they have access to them, or have access to, that are specific to them and their race, the higher life expectancy. All right. So you have Asian healthcare services, right, which covers all the Asian races. You have Native American Healthcare Center, and you have the Spanish one, La Familia. And so you have all of those three, right, which are like the some of the dominant cultures here in this area, but no black healthcare services at all. You know what I'm saying?
But
we got
know
Kaiser.
why that is.
We got Kaiser and Children's Hospital.
But come on, though, man. You already know why that is. If y'all did not know this, Bill Gates' father and there was some head of the KKK. They are the reason why we do not. She was a female leader in the national separatist movement, and her and Bill Gates' dad created Planned Parenthood through the process of
La Clinica. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I said La
Thank
Familia.
you. But they they what they did was they tried to create a way to genetically erase us from the country by telling people that it was their moral duty to get an abortion if you felt like your child could not be raised in this world. So when people rail against abortion, they're not necessarily fighting against the act itself. It is the condemnation behind the thing that people are really upset about. Like Planned Parenthood was a front for genocide in America.
Right.
They used to practice prenatal care on pregnant black women in the inner city. That's history. You can go look that up. That's
Margaret
Google.
Sanger. Eugenics.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Eugenics. And
Thank you.
that's what eugenics is all about. And it's crazy because something like that is so at play in the world. And then I'm not trying to get too deep into it, but Bill Gates and his wife, they get involved with Ebola, right? The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and then people are being found sterilized. And then Bill Gates has a meeting about COVID right before it happens. And then a bunch of business owners step down from their businesses right up until the date that it all popped off, as if they knew something was going to go on. But I digress. Today's conversation is about clout, but Age, go ahead and take us away.
This conversation is so powerful, but I mean, real quick, like, why hasn't there been a recreated Black Wall Street where all these rappers balling out of control and Jay-Z's second to the president and like, yeah, what's up? Why? I mean, like, all these people haven't. Anyway, I'm curious.
Coach, I got it. Nah, but in all seriousness, though, Age is right. Why haven't they done that? Right? Why haven't they done that? I have two working theories right now, and I'm pretty sure that the second one is probably the one that's the most legit. But number one, everybody remembers what happened the first time we tried to come together, and they burned down Black Wall Street, and they did it like that. Like, so think about that. All that stuff that we came together, we tried to build, they took it away from us in an instant, and they sauced it to earth. Okay. Now, a lot of people, we see rappers and we see all these celebrities with all this money and all this stuff, all these fancy cars and all these big houses and whatnot. And I always ask myself, do you own that, or does your label own that? Because that is the major question. Because you never, I mean, how many of these people you see end up working at like Walgreens or Fry Mart or wherever the Burger Hut? I messed up every single one of those on purpose, because they ended up going broke. And they were like, well, they just stopped making music. So you telling me the thing that you did your entire life, that you worked for it, fought for it, you just stopped doing because you made it? That's interesting. And almost every single one of these rappers or singers or anybody in the music industry, they all go broke from the same thing. Well, they stopped making music.
They mismanaged their money. That's what they
say. But that's what they say.
But see, it's an interesting thing that you said, because in the rap game, when you look at it from a financial standpoint, the deals have changed, right? And the labels, they're at a point where they have a lot more control over the artists than they used to. You know what I'm saying? There was a point where they had pretty much all control over artists. Then it became lax, and now it's strict again. You know what I'm saying? And the deals are worse than they've ever been. Some of these older artists, they got really good deals. They were able to do their albums and get out and be free. But some of these new artists, they don't do as much numbers as they need to fulfill their agreement. They have to use the money that they're getting for studio time, and they're forced to make albums under this amount of time, you know what I'm saying, with whatever budget they have. And then they have to, market themselves and buy this jewelry and all of this stuff. And the labels will buy the stuff, like you said, but it's not, they're using the artist's money. They're using the artist's re-up money. And so by the time everything is done, if your album doesn't sell well and you don't recop, what album is selling well? Even the top artists are not even doing numbers. When's the last time you heard about somebody going platinum?
You know what?
Oh my God, thanks.
I'm gonna give today's artist, because everyone's a little more conscious, a little more woke. I think the average artist knows that today. Like, yeah. I think the average across the board knows that, and even though a lot know, they still are gonna sign and do the whole dance with the major.
Right.
But they know the game.
Right, and they know the game is twisted. But you know what's interesting though? There are artists who make moves that we don't see.
That's also true. That is very true. Like the people who make beats on the side, like Pharrell. For many years, we didn't hear anything from Pharrell, but he kept producing hits back to back to back. He was just producing beats for other people. I mean, like, and he was producing for the top names in the game at the time, so he was winning.
Right.
But,
and you know what? I'm also finding out as I watch a lot of Drink Champs and listen to these podcasts of these rappers and their stories, there's a lot of unknowns that were like getting crazy checks. Even though they're just not the biggest names, they were in the house right there with the biggest albums in the room.
Making just as much dough as everybody there.
They just didn't have their name as big as such and such, but they were right there in that room, turning the knobs with some of the biggest.
Right. Like for example, Drake's ghostwriter. So we know for a fact he had a ghostwriter, right? But we had never heard this nigga's name, man. And we haven't heard this nigga's name since. We ain't heard him on nothing. But that's not to say he's not working.
No.
You know?
There's a million D-Dot. There's so many artists. I mean, I can't even name
Trench. Look, I be trying not to press buttons when it comes to Trench, but Trench wrote a lot of people's stuff back in the day. Okay, he wrote a lot of people's stuff.
But you know what? Because of the contracts and that ghostwriting liability, they can't speak on it.
Right.
But they got checks.
They got dough, but some of these artists actually are investing in their communities. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was Chameleonaire. He was buying up properties in Texas or something like that, building a black community. What is the other brother's name? Big, not Mike Jones. He rocks with that white dude. They made that band Run the Jewels.
Oh, I don't know.
What's that dude's name?
I know Run the Jewels, but I don't know.
Right. I forget brother's name. Like it just straight up escapes me. It's like Big something like Big Mike. Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Killer Mike.
He was in that animated movie on Netflix. Y'all should go check that out. America. It's called America. It's like America, Land of the Free or something like that.
That's funny.
Shit is baller.
You know what's funny?
Baller.
But yo, he's been working with the Black Bank though. Greenwood. He's been working with Greenwood, the Black Bank. All right, and then Jay-Z had Tidal.
And Killer Mike, I'm not gonna say he is the sharpest out of the pencil box, but he seriously puts his best foot forward, and people really do rally around him. Right.
And he's produced a lot of good material. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm seeing nowadays actually is a lot of black people producing a lot of stuff for black people. And it's getting bigger and bigger platforms. You know, like even Oprah, right? We had controversy with Oprah as the black community since she came out for a number of reasons, all right? But who else has a network that's dedicated to black shows? Okay?
Man,
pays
it took forever.
Black people. All right? From the top to the bottom. Black directors, black writers, black actors, black camera people.
Yo, I want to go on record and say I've not watched one episode of this man's show, but I gotta give a nod to 50 Cent because he has the top television. He has the top 1, 2, and 3 slots on television right now. I guess it's Empire and Power or some shit like that.
Yep, Empire and Power. Issa Rae? Issa Rae? I haven't either. I ain't gonna lie. But it's a 10-10 though. It's a 10-10.
Bro, the fact that he got one of the top 1, 2, and 3rd slot, that's crazy.
Right.
Straight fire. I have, like I said, when I talk about 50 Cent, when everybody asks me like, do you listen? I used to rock 50 hard. Like, man, I had
50 was nice. 50 was nice. I ain't gonna lie.
I can't even lie. Like 50's first album.
Fire.
Right. Track after track. Like you can play it in the car, bro. You can play it at the club.
As much as I didn't want to be behind that that statement of get rich or die trying, I had to embrace it because it's like
you can't help but
Right.
Get rich or die trying. Fuck yeah, man.
So, sometimes, bro. And then the games. That's when I knew he was on to something. I was like, it's a smart man right here.
Game was fire. That, you know what though, that right there is a great segue into what we was talking about, man. Get rich or die trying. That should have been that right there should have been the title of today's episode, because like the people who we're about to talk about, right? They literally went and they tried to die on this sword. SumOfMan, if you could, right? If you would be so kind to look up Wings 007. Okay. Now, while he does this, I'm gonna give you guys a little history lesson. Wings of Redemption. He was a YouTuber. He played Call of Duty. Okay. He played for years on end. One of the things that he made adamant when he first started was, I don't do this for the game. I do it to make money. Right. He created
Wings 007 on YouTube.
Yep. He has channels, literal channels. This is one of them, dedicated to trolling this man, right? Because he is not a nice person. And it's messed up because, like, at this point, this guy has apologized hundreds of thousands of times for his behavior. He has, been like, oh, I was having some issues, I mean, like, it's pity party after pity party. It's really hard to explain. It's one of those things that you have to just watch. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause it's like, you want to feel for this guy at one point, but then you watch a little bit more and you like, now I see why people don't like you. Like,
okay.
And
So
Let's see. I got a video from this dude that I can pull up real quick. Go ahead, Edge. I'll pull it
so
up
when
for
you say dying on the sword for the clout, clout chasing, as Sam was mentioning for tonight's topic, it's like with viral, like everyone's ambition of going viral, like the idea of going viral is dope, but like there's no rules of what to go for goal. Like that's why everyone's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do anything under the sun.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, look at that guy who destroyed that subway and was like, yo, Meek Mill, put me on. Like, who's gonna put you on? You destroying your place of work, bruh. Like, what is that?
Right. Don't nobody want that. That's bad for business.
Facts. Now Subway looking all bad because you throwing they wet meat on the floor. That's sticky, bruh. That's a health hazard.
Right. You could kill somebody.
Facts.
Like fuck that. Or what is his name? Boat Gang. Like Boat Gang did all of that crazy ass shit for like 15 seconds of clout. He even got a song that anybody remembers, bro?
No. But think about
what about the female that was going around licking ice cream containers?
Oh yeah, she got put in jail.
What?
She got put in,
she got put in prison. Yeah, I seen that.
That was what she did. Just FYI, everyone, that is an act of petty theft and terrorism. Do not do that. You will go to prison
for that.
Yeah,
Boy.
she would. That is real. That they take that very serious. Like they take that very serious, bro. They put out APBs on this chick. It was real. Like imagine that you sit at home, they knock on the door. What am I being arrested for? Licking an ice cream.
Yeah, like she was taking off the lids and licking it, put the lids back.
I heard about that, but
making videos of it.
That's disgusting, bro. That's disgusting.
She got arrested for also one of the charges was trying to initiate a state of panic, right? By going around looking at ice creams. It was right during COVID time. And she was talking about like we trying to make a trend, like we trying to go viral. I'm
right.
Like, damn.
It's like, bro, for what? You got arrested trying to go viral? What is going viral even gonna help you? Like how? Let's check out this Wings Redemption. We're gonna watch the whole thing.
Which one is this, by the way?
Wings Redemption gives life advice to trolls. Magic controller makes a bet with Wings 007.
This one of the good ones. He got like studio. By the way, they also made studio albums. Shout out Sean Ranklin. Go check out his channel because they got all his music videos that they got on this dude. But yeah, go ahead and hit that. So you can check out this guy, Wings of Redemption.
Don't exclude me from this conversation completely. Why do you feel like you need to harass somebody else?
Can you hear?
Nothing?
Is it playing?
Yeah, it is playing.
I don't care about your questions. I'm trying to play the game.
Hold on.
Let's play.
Why would you want to play with somebody that you feel like you need to harass?
I'm not harassing you.
Can you hear now?
Yeah, I mean, it is
No,
what
on
it
our
is.
screen, it's not playing.
All right, if you don't want to answer the
Set the
questions, I'm
menu.
Are your
Yeah.
friends not playing?
about to just block
Okay,
you,
can you
dude.
hear?
Let's play the game. Your stream's
Yeah.
boring.
Okay, well, don't watch it. I mean, if you don't like my stream, you know there's other people's streams you can watch. There's YouTube videos, there's Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Tubi. I mean, like, I can list probably 10 other sites that you can use that you could find something to entertain yourself. But, like, if my stream is so boring, how are you here within the first 10 minutes of me starting without even having a streaming schedule?
I was already on the game.
Mm-hmm. And you're not on my friends list, so, like, you had to know I was playing.
I told you it was by chance. I just joined the game.
Mm-hmm. And you just joined my party without an invite by chance as well, right?
Recent players.
Mm-hmm. And when you came in and you were 2-2, and you started out with the riot shield, you automatically realized that I was on your team the second you came into the game.
No, the riot shield is to block bullets. It's OP.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna start it?
No, I'm not going to start it.
Why not?
I've already told you why not. I'm not down to play with somebody who wants to harass me.
All right, I'll play seriously. Let's
Again, what part of, like, not down to play with somebody who feels
Yeah,
the situation that you're in where you feel
he
like you
play?
need to harass other people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does.
Not going to get you anywhere in life. You're close to 600 pounds. I'm pretty much where I'm going to be probably for the rest of my life. I missed a donation. I did. Buddy Prutzman, what's up, pimp? Would you be down for my 600-pound life? I've already had the surgery, so that would be no point in going on that. They turned the only church's chicken in Myrtle Beach into a Little Caesars.
If you guys win a round, I'll Venmo your top player $10.
That ain't gonna be me. Big chicken for $5. Nah, I'm not a TikTok guy, man. Like, there's people that fuck around and pretend to be
You're
me
actually
on
talking to this dude.
Andor. Liminary.
Okay.
Come on, dude.
I think that's alright that he's talking to the dude. It's just weird.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of streamers who deal with a lot worse stuff than this, like speed.
That's nothing. Like that right there, what you watch right there, that's like when it was going, that's like recent, when the trolls kind of have not really, like, if you go back like a year back, like, dude was getting it bad because he was he active. Like, there was one where he calls into his Discord of trolls, right? And he's trying to talk to the people who are trolling him, and he's asking them, like, hey, why are you guys doing this? And they're like, straight up, bro, because you're a terrible person. Like, we tried to help you out, we donated to you, we did all this stuff. And he just was like, yeah, I don't care. It was like,
Hey, Rose in the building.
And while he's saying all this, though, he then doubles back and he's like, well, I did all that for clout. Like, that was shock jock stuff. Like, he started a podcast. Like, he had a podcast, right, called PKA.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up kicking him out because he had terrible work ethic. As soon as he got kicked out, he went and started bad mouthing the whole podcast. Like,
Of course he did.
like I said, when I say there are hours of Wings of Redemption rage clips, hours, and he did all of it for clout because he wanted to stay relevant, because he was making a lot of money because he lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, right? And that's when I started thinking about clout, because apparently he was a really good guy before he started getting really popular, right? Like, and that's what blew my mind. Like, that's what made me be like, wow, like, what would that really? And even now, the people on the podcast, I was just watching one, they were like, yeah, bro, if Wings got like $100,000, he'd be the most insufferable person to ever be around, like, ever. Like, you would just never want to talk to the guy. And it's sad because he was a good guy, but power, again, that one.
In this clout chasing world, people like trolls. People like there's a person for everything. Like the cast of Jackass who will like injure themselves for fame. Like, look, hit the camera, hit me in the head, like, and you're gonna pay and watch it. What is a clout? I mean, is it a clout? Okay, I feel like if you're the originator in something and people like you for doing it, you're not chasing clouts because you're actually like, you could, if you want to be a dickhead, like people pay you for it, you know, like, I don't know, like being a negative troll, some people want to see you do that.
Right, and some people get paid to do that.
People pay you to be like a dickhead.
Yeah, see, that's what got me again. When you like this Wings of Redemption guy, all this stuff that you are talking about, it happened to him, and you can see it happen to him live. Like he got swatted twice, which I'm gonna say this right now. I do not in any way, shape, or form condone swatting or approve of that shit. Like that is utterly terrible. It is a waste of resources, it's a waste of time, and you put people's lives in actual danger. Like, don't ever do that shit. He been swatted. Like when he got married, people sent prostitutes to his house. Now again, like I said, it's gotten better. He got his weight loss surgery, and now people send him food, and he's basically living off of Twitch. Like, if tomorrow he got off Twitch or YouTube forever, you feel me? He would not eat, basically.
That's weird, yo. That's weird.
Isn't it?
And yeah, it is. To Age's question about what is a clout chaser, I feel like people who are chasing clout are people who are not creating the clout to be chased. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Wait. Rephrase that. Slow down, Poppy. Say that again.
Well, I said the people who are chasing clout, they're not creating, any of the clout that's being chased. They're not creating the energy. They're just chasing somebody else's energy. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. Can I give a few examples?
Go ahead.
Two, real quick. Do y'all remember what was it? Caitlyn or Kyle, one of the Jenners, one of the Kardashians with the lips, and all the girls was like sucking on bottles and stuff, and that chick went to the hospital and she like almost drew out all the blood in her face into her lips. It was crazy, like wild. And then everybody was like, whoa, that was terrible, let's never do that again. And then now, speaking of chasing that clout, I mean, perfect example, look at the Island Boys.
Right. I was just thinking of that. The Island Boys.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi about to get his whole wig split open.
I mean, is he really?
Hey, he just.
Okay, look.
I think he might need it, but I ain't seen nobody touch me yet. So
not yet. But look, that man, for all his fame and success, he got to watch his back all the time. He got to look over his shoulder all the time, and that shit is not fun.
But then again, though,
like all the time.
Age though, because he is so famous, right? He really kind of doesn't have to, because I mean, hitting him is a public event. And who really wants to?
No, that's true. He be live all the time. They gonna see your face and stuff.
That's his, and that's kind of his shield right there.
Right. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I was thinking about him the other day, and I feel like he exposed a lot of the rap game, because he's talking all of this big ass shit. And ain't nobody touched him yet. He's like, if y'all was as big of gangsters as y'all say that y'all are, y'all would have been pressed me.
Now, mind you, hey, just throwing this out here, that was Tekashi's words, not the words and ideals of Black Man Meat. Okay, just saying that out there. PSA.
Right. That's what he said. He said that. Okay.
Right. He said that.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, it's kind of right. You know what I'm saying? And the freaking people loved his shit, man. They loved his shit. They didn't give a fuck if he was a rat or nothing.
I mean, when you think about it though, Tekashi 6ix9ine, like again, clout chasers. He was that very end of the SoundCloud rapper craze, but he was also the ultimate demise of the SoundCloud rapper bubble, because him, Lil Xan, what's the other one? Lil Pump. Like all these dudes now fading into obscurity, except
Right.
for Lil Uzi Vert. Okay,
Yeah,
I
Lil
give him.
Uzi Vert is nice, but yeah, some of them,
What's
some of the other
Lil
ones.
Yachty.
I mean, yeah,
Look,
Yachty ain't making songs, but Yachty is making
he's
moves.
doing this. Exactly, he's doing this. He's floating.
Yeah,
So
Yachty's smart. Yachty's smart. He he got that deal with what is that? The Old Navy. He got a deal with Old Navy. Old Navy paid him to be one of their models, and like they head model. You know what I'm saying, for a whole fashion thing. Right.
Oh yeah, get that.
Right.
Get
So
that
it's
bag,
like
man.
get that Old Navy money.
Yeah.
He was like literally he was the face of Old Navy for a minute. Like you go in any Old Navy store across the country, you see Lil Yachty
Hey,
selling polos.
Yeah, get that money, man. Get that money, bro.
Right. And Rose said they can't press 6ix9ine. He got the biggest gang back in his play, which is the boys.
Also facts. Also big facts.
Well, okay, well, you can't press. Yo. What I'm saying is this: you can't press 6ix9ine physically, but you let them know that
what he's doing is not cool, man.
it's not cool. And brother, your day is coming. You know these gangster movies. You know how
like we will touch you.
don't touch you.
Right.
It's just a matter of time. It's gonna be at that time you slip, because you know the
everybody slip, bro. Everybody slip. Everybody gotta sleep,
bro.
Everybody want to get it in. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, got their vices. You might go to church. You might go to the movies. You might go to dinner, dog.
Let the hood speak on it. You don't catch him. This nigga slipping.
Look, I know it's some people sleep right now. Relax, in a deep sleep.
So what I'm saying is clout chasing, bro. Like the internet. Okay. I'm not gonna talk about them. We'll talk about me. As I've been on Facebook and the internet for it seemed like for 20 years or some shit, a lot of memories and pictures and videos come up from the past, Facebook especially, but think about all the things you kind of done over the internet throughout your, pictures, videos. I don't know. I mean, I look back at my memories and I'm not offended or embarrassed, and not too much of the shit I said over the years, but I could imagine that some people have done things on the internet for likes.
Right.
Think about that, man. Think about that chick who puts her business out, her out, and then
right, it's there forever.
Yeah.
Your kids can see it one day. Like, damn.
Also, big facts. Yeah, we don't live in that age of non-conceited photos anymore. Like, there's no more Polaroid snaps. So you'd be like, all right, well, burning that. That's gone forever.
Right.
That don't happen.
Longevity.
Okay, right,
people not getting jobs because they're like, hey, you said the word nigger in 2012 on Facebook.
Yeah. Damn.
You know what's another really good example of clout chasing? Now that you mention it, here's a subtle one. Okay, I was thinking about this before the show. You guys remember Jennifer Lawrence, the actress, the Hunger Games chick? Okay, a lot of people don't get this, but Jennifer Lawrence is the perfect case study of what happens when you try to chase that shit too hard. She became a character of herself. All right, when she came out, she was like, yo, I like ice cream and I go to bed at 8:30 and I do regular normal stuff like eat ice cream cones and shit. And everybody's like, oh my God, Jennifer Lawrence is a regular person just like us, right? And then you start to see the Hunger Games and you start to see that the person in that, as the movies progress, was playing a fake caricature of herself, keep her alive. And then you start to see her in real life and she's starting to play a caricature of herself in real life. I remember I read a thing where it was like, oh, the public's freaking out because Jennifer Lawrence has short hair, and she was like, yeah, I lost all my hair because I had to keep dyeing it over and over again. Everybody's like, wait, what? The The whole everything stopped. Like, oh, wait, what? Like you had to what? There wasn't like a thing for that. Like what?
Right. Right.
But in her trying to be normal, you know, like so many celebrities, and it's so crazy. This is why they ended Arrow. You end up losing who you are to the role that you created for the person that you try not to be when you go and do this thing that is acting or being a celebrity or putting yourself out there into the light. I mean, again,
and King, that's great you said that, because when you put yourself out there, how much of yourself are you supposed to put out there? As artists, we're all artists, and we all want to get our name and our buzz out there. But if I don't know, like, how much of yourself are you supposed to put out there?
I think a really good example would be Jay-Z, because in the beginning, he put his past out there. He let people know what he was about. He was here to do his thing. He was in the streets, yada, yada, yada. Now I'm trying to make music. And he pushed that. Like a lot of Jay-Z's early stuff was pushing work, you know? It wasn't really until he, Hard Knocks, and then he started doing the videos and all that shit. The videos got better. So then...
Well, what I was saying is, I get the artists that made it and they're big and successful, but I'm talking about like us. Like we're trying to get on. Like we're trying to get on. We're trying to get, like, we have no like internet presence, coach, and we have Facebook, and we have like, and we're all trying to make videos and podcasts and just, but like, I don't know, like some of this stuff is a little bit too much.
I agree.
I'll give you that.
And you know what? This is actually something that I've struggled with personally. Is like, how much of myself do I really want to give to the community, to the art, to whatever? And what it comes down to for me is, what am I doing the art for? When I'm doing the art for the reasons I actually want to do the art, then I really don't have to worry about whether or not it gets big or I get famous off it, clout off it, or anything like that. I really want to do the art for the sake of the art, because I'm moved by the art, and I feel like the art is good, and I think that the art helps the world, and that's why I do it myself. You know what I'm saying? And creating the art, working with the people, that process fulfills the purpose of the art for me. You feel me? And then sharing it with other people is kind of like secondary. I do like to make art that can touch people for sure, but I'm not gonna sell my art to sell my art, if that makes sense. I'm not gonna change my art super drastically just to sell records, or just to get clout, or just to fit in with this or that, or some kind of image. You know what I'm saying? Because from a marketing standpoint, from a business standpoint, that's really off brand for me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, really, if we want to be successful as artists, we just have to tap into the markets that already exist who want to consume our art, because they want you as you are, and really they want you as a whole being, as a whole person, and as much of you as they can get, right? And how much you give as an artist, that's within your brand, and that is really up to the kind of artist you want to be. Some people are like, they need to be out there with the people. They need to be out on Front Street all the time. Some people, they need to be in the back, and like, they need to be just working off by themselves. You feel me? And as an artist, you really got to define that for yourself. Like, where does your art come from? Does it come from this like in the front kind of experience, or does it come from you doing your thing and then producing and giving to the people? You feel me?
No, that's big ups, man. Like, and age, that's a really good point, man. Like, how much do you give? Like, I mean, again, like I was talking with our sister earlier, like, hey man, everybody's got something, okay? And they may not have a word for it, but somebody's got something. We're all people, right? And no one is perfect. No one just has a nice life where they just live without drama and it's all carefree. And that's that's Instagram fakeness, right? There's like so many videos on like people talking a big game on Instagram, or Facebook or whatever and living totally different lives because it's so easy. Again, like I said, Instagram is 15 seconds of someone's life. That's it. That's all you see. Maybe more if they do a story, but 15 seconds and you on to the next thing. Like, that's not enough to gauge someone's experience, their life, their loves, their hates, their joys, their pains. Like, you'll never know that person. I don't care how many tweets you read, like,
Right.
so it's important as much as you give to not let yourself be taken in as well by somebody or things on the internet. Like it again, like I talk about it a lot. It's like religion, man. It's so easy to get sucked into that hole, and before you know it, you're defending people that you don't even know on subjects that you don't know, but the person that you're defending thinks they know. So now you're like, I gotta come to that person's rescue, and you've never met them before in your life, ever.
Let me
Like,
jump on this post and defend my homie I don't know.
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Why you let your real homies, your real people, your neighborhoods, your whatever, just turn to shit?
Right. Right. But look, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Okay. There is Najee Amaranth, the person, and then there's SumOfMan, the brand. All right, and there are places where those things mix, and there are places where those things don't mix. You know what I'm saying? Najee Amaranth, the person, has kids, right? Has a family. SumOfMan doesn't always show his kids on social media. You know what I'm saying? But they know, but people know I have kids, and people who know me might see pictures of my kids. People who are close to me will see my kids, but the social media world is not gonna see hella pictures of my kids because I don't want my kids all over the internet like that. You know what I'm saying? Najee Amaranth doesn't want his kids on the internet, so SumOfMan's brand is not a bunch of pictures of Najee Amaranth's kids. But SumOfMan is still a father, right?
SumOfMan is gonna be the videos and the songs because Najee's not really on the songs. It's Najee's not on the song.
Right. SumOfMan is on the songs. Right.
I feel it.
Nah, man, that's what's up. Now let's not.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, King. It's on you, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say, let's not get that confused with crazy people who make like 50 billion accounts to like float around the internet as hella different people, because that's crazy.
Yes, that's called catfishing.
That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
You know what though? The thing about the million accounts and the going live and like all day, like there's no rules to the internet. That's where it's like kind of nuts because I mean, there's no rules. Like, there's no rules. You're trolling. You're making believe. You're going live. And it's like how much is too much? Like, who knows?
Right. You're not gonna know how much too much is until you've done too much, and then you can pull it back.
Boy,
I was gonna say, it was great. Here's two examples, right? Soulja Boy was the first rapper to make a big YouTube hit, right? Psy and Gundam Style, right, was the next super big musical hit, right? Billions. But where is Psy at? And where is Soulja Boy?
The same thing with Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy made that made a video
Soulja Council
gangster when they
let's not talk about that.
Partners. And that's another thing. Like, people are going viral, and it's like the viral for the wrong reasons, though. Like, you get clout, you getting your ice cream chick licking the ice cream. You got your love, you getting your clout, you getting your likes. Matter of fact, I'll say this one. I'm not a female, so I cannot control, especially today. I'm not gonna tell a female what to do with her body. That's your tits, mom. Like, hey, those your titties. If you want your titties on the internet, I cannot tell you, especially today, what to do with your body. Right. So if you want your boobs out on the internet like that, hey,
That's
but
on you.
I'll tell you this. I would go on. Oh, I'll tell you this, and I know somebody's gonna hear me. There are some very beautiful females that, because they're on the internet so much with their physical out, is a turn off, and I would never talk to them in real life.
Hmm.
If I had an opportunity to date them, I would not,
Right.
because you're too comfortable putting your body on the internet.
Right.
And that's something just I like, seriously, bro. I be having my homeboys chicks on my line, you know, real cool. It's not like I'm trying, but you know, we're friends or whatever. And if whole hot pictures go up on my line, hey, I like your chick. I like my homeboy's girlfriend's tits. I'm gonna give her a like.
Feel you. I feel you. And you know, personally, I don't want to be in that situation. I don't want to be. I don't want to look.
I don't want
like,
but
that's my
brother,
homie.
Hey, your chick put her tits online, and I just feel because I'm your homie, I should give your chick a like.
it's a homie like. It's a homie like.
I'm not trying to smash it, but
They're
I'm
there.
also,
They're on the internet. Everybody's viewing them already.
I know they're already in the world, in the universe. Everyone's on them. Like
It's public.
Like,
I don't even have to have an account.
like, what's my little like in the matter? That's like a million and one.
I'm doing it for the algorithm.
Bro, but here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, though. If I were to see my homie and his chick in the streets in public, I would downplay her physique out of respect for my boy.
Right.
I'm not gonna even acknowledge how high. I'll be, hey, how you doing?
Exactly. We're looking at all eyeballs, eyeballs and forehead.
Yeah, because out of respect for my boy.
Right.
But, hey, if she got your tits online, fuck it, I'm gonna join the party.
Right. I mean, it's like if you even befriend them on online platforms, it's there. You'll be scrolling. Just, whoop. Yep. That's Jacob's right there.
Yeah, bro. And then, Lord forbid, if that's your partner, you really see like on the dating.
No.
Like, bro. Yeah, bro. I didn't know your girl's tits were so big,
you know what? I gotta put some people on mute. I'm like, I can't look at this. I don't even want to see this incidentally.
You know what?
I know it's gonna be happening. I know it's gonna happen.
No shots to my partners, but
not again.
your chick's tits are kind of hot, bro. I want to give you a shout out one time.
Right.
Oh my god. That's hella funny. Oh my god.
But hey, you know, like I said, this is the internet clout chasing thing. Like I said, this is the whole coming back to haunt you type attitude. I know the chat room, ladies, please don't beat me up. Once again,
Thirst trappers and free the nips chicks.
Once again, in this world today, you cannot tell a woman what to do with her body. And let me reiterate, so I'm all behind the female movement. So if you want to put your business on the line, you got to like from your boy age all day, bro.
Right. And then look, even my lady, she says she follows Black Girls Poll, right?
Yeah.
That's somebody's girlfriend. Whether it's another girl, whether it's a dude, or something in between. You know what I'm saying? They got partners and shit. Swinging on that pole in line Jerizzle. For real.
You know, I was thinking too, before we had Clout, our internet like that, before we had TikTok, before we had YouTube, there was a Guinness Book of World Records, and everybody wanted to get in the book of
that was Clout.
That was Clout, boy. Now irrelevant, right? Who is trying to get in the Guinness Book of World Records? What was can you name the last 5 Guinness entries? No.
Hey,
you know why?
What I will say though is we tried to get in the Guinness Book of World Records for longest cipher, and if it wasn't for some paperwork kind of stuff, we would have had it. And if we did it again, I would have them come down to view the shit, because we fucking did that shit the way that they were supposed to do it, that we were supposed to do it, and we still got the film, the footage.
Damn.
How long did you go for?
16 hours.
Yeah, how long did you go? That's 16
hours. Yeah, the longest before was like 12 hours. So then we went for 16. We could have went for longer. Like people were saying, like let's go ahead and go 24, and I was like, I'm tired, bro. Because if we go 24, this last 10 hours is gonna be me. like y'all think y'all want to go another like 10 hours? You don't. Y'all are about to fall asleep, and who gonna be holding the bag?
Hey, you know what? You mentioned too, SumOfMan before the show, Nick Avocado, right? I watched his downfall videos, and I can't really say I mean, like, it's interesting. That's an interesting story. Like, man, started out vegan, that wasn't really working for him. Found out it was incredibly unhealthy. Which, again, do your research. I am not saying that it is healthy or unhealthy to have a vegan diet. I am saying that throughout all of human history, we have never survived on such a thing. But, you know, hey, we're only here because our ancestors ate meat. I'm just saying. Anyways, but back to Nick Avocado. That was just an interesting story. I mean, this dude, like, you see him just get bigger and bigger throughout these videos, right? And like with Wings of Redemption, it's the exact opposite. Like, you want him to lose weight. Same thing with Boogie 2998. If you guys don't know who Boogie 2998 is, that's the Francis guy who used to always, the big fat guy, would be like, I don't have any more Mountain Dew. Well, you know me, I had no more Mountain Dew. I want Mountain Dew. Like that guy, he actually took that and became internet famous. So there you go. And then it was funny because, like, again, here's this, like, and this probably gonna be me. I'll be in my 40s playing video games, you know, but it gets to a point where you have to ask yourself, are you giving advice in a game? Bro, nah. Go start a podcast. Like, don't do that. Nobody wants to hear that. And that's why I mute my mic. Even when I'm streaming, if I'm playing like multiplayer games, I mute my shit. Why? Because nobody want to hear you preach. And we trying to play the game. Like,
yeah,
man, I'm entertained. I'm entertaining during pauses.
Hey, I feel you in that. But you know what though? Honestly, as a person who watches streamers, it's kind of entertaining to watch people play video games. It makes me feel like I'm there in the room. It reminds me of like playing video games with my homies.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
That's why I watch streamers too. Like, I love watching streamers, and that again, is so crazy to think that there are so many streamers out there who, because somebody made a good point. For YouTube, for all social media, just throwing this out here too, for anyone who ever wants to get in, there is absolutely no bar for skill in social media whatsoever.
There's no rules.
Yep. And who knows what people will like. People will follow behind the craziest shit. Like, why are cat pages so popular? Like, I don't even like cats like that. It must be having whole billion follower cat pages.
You know what it is?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you know what it is? It's that cats, again, domesticated people. Just if you guys want to know how the animal kingdom works, cats are above us. If you didn't know that, on the predatory scale, that's why they still eat us to this day. They do not fear you. Okay, your cat does not fear you whatsoever. Like, it does not care. It's so crazy to think that, like, even after hundreds of millennia at this point, like, these fuckers still sit around like, what's up though? Yeah.
But you know what?
Like, I'm smoking cat right now.
The fact that you guys are like gamers, I understand, because like I respect gaming, but like not enough to watch a gamer stream. But I respect it because, hey, if you can get loot off of doing anything on the, like, you guys, like, you called it King, you said internet famous, not like television famous, but if you like internet famous is like fame to a degree. Like, think about the cats who made that hot meme this time last year, and they're just like gone. Oh, some of the cats who did like these mini videos on your phone, and now they're doing commercials, or they're like a small
like Lil Yachty, who got famous off SoundCloud and YouTube, right? Now and then he got a contract with Old Navy.
Yeah, like, and I get it. Like, internet famous. Hey, like you said, there's no bar. You just gotta kind of put yourself out there, and you gotta, and like, how much of yourself you're gonna put out there? That's your business.
Right.
If you want, like, you can stream all day. You can stream every day. Like I'm saying, like, and I mean, it's whatever. It's no rule, but just have some discretion with yourself.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing, and I think it's just like it's a thin line between doing something to get paid and then doing something that's like just extreme to try and get some money or get some clout or get some fame and not even get paid sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you gonna regret these decisions that you making in 10 years?
I just wonder. Like I said, I'm a strong black male, but I do wonder, from my sister's perspective, if any female has ever put a picture out there that she's regretted down the line from either like a stalker or somebody hitting her Facebook, or like, I don't know, like, I just wonder if any of these pictures have, because none of my pictures have ever been that raunchy or that bad that came back to haunt me.
But you know what? I got a song called "Beat That," and I never promote that song. That song is not. You can't find that shit nowhere. All right, because I'm not really proud of myself on that song. I was really pressing a line that I didn't need to press, and it's like beat that pussy like this, right? And it's like that's alright, but for me it was unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? And it was really just
that's where
extra.
you were at that time. That's where you were at that time.
Right.
Yeah, I had a couple when I first started on YouTube. Like I made some when I was practicing around with that whole voice thing on some videos. You'll never find them because they're all gone. But boy, I went on some very unfavorable rants. So glad those never got to see the light of day. Oh boy! Oh boy! We'd have been a different type of show.
And you know what? When Trump was in office and all that racial stuff was hot, I was on my blackness, and I'm not gonna say I was belittling other races, but it was ugly with some of my other race friends. We had to, like, you know, that period where cats was like, flaming everyone, and it's like you accidentally were like kind of like shitting on people you didn't mean to shit on.
Yeah.
And that's when I was, damn, I felt bad about that. So I'm kind of like, if you notice, bro, like, keep it 100. My Facebook page where I'm at, I'm strictly about just putting art. I'm only about good morning, good afternoon, good night, and here's some art.
Right, that's it. And that's keeping it on brand.
And I'm trying to drop, like, when I say art, music, please pick up the Ugly LP. We just dropped my dude Christ instrumental album last night. Please pick up To You For You. Right.
And the Ugly LP is on my hip hop playlist. Go to my YouTube, find that hip hop playlist.
Thank
you,
bro.
Wrote an article about it on Balanced Breakfast. You can check out the article. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And on the same note, I'm trying to get those two gentlemen in the lab. I'm trying to record you too.
Hey, I'll be there. I'll be there. Man, tell me why they over in the chat trying to tell me to do the dance that used to go with the song for a Beat That P like this.
Yeah, I want to see the dance. No. I want to hear the song now.
Yeah, it was like the song was so crazy because it was super raunch in the chorus, but then it was talking about real ass shit in the verses. Like, I'm talking about real experiences I had with real people, how we relate to each other emotionally, spiritually, and shit. And then the hook comes in, beat that like this.
Yo, can you just play it one time when we smoked one time?
I'll see. Yeah, it was a banger though. I ain't gonna lie, it was definitely a banger. But it's just like, man, like at a point in time, it became too much. And what's interesting about that is that somebody that I knew, her name was Messiah, she asked me about the song. And she's like, why do you got to beat the pussy? And I was like, damn.
Why not?
because sometimes the pussy doesn't want to be beat. The pussy wants to be caressed.
Wow. Look at this guy. Over here having Morpheus moment. Hey, But nah, what was it? Speaking of beating that up, EDP. You heard
Oh my
about EDP?
god, bro. He makes black people look
Like,
bad. I hate motherfuckers like
yeah.
that.
See, and
God damn.
that's why we gotta talk about it, bro. This is another dude chasing clout, trying to be internet famous, bro.
Right.
And he is just terrible. I mean, he just fucked his whole life up, bro. And then it was
Pedophilia,
Pretty
bro.
Boy. Yeah, for real. Pretty Boy Fredo. Okay, another big YouTuber. He was in the 2K scene, which I know you play that.
Oh yes,
I see him on the thing. He be playing the 2K, bruh. I'm telling you, man. That first off, the 2K community is baller. Just throwing it out there. I'm sorry that you guys keep getting screwed over.
Right. Yeah, because 2K the game.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not even trying
we're
to.
We're looking at you, Mike Wong. We're looking at you. You keep saying you gonna do good shit for us, and you keep fucking us over. Okay, we've been supporting your shit forever. But that community is hella toxic, though. I'm not gonna lie. But it is nice though. It's like the best of both worlds. Like they have such a strong following, but there's so many toxic people in that.
Oh yeah, they will dunk on you and call you and every other name off the book. Best believe it. Does not matter. Like video game rooms are some games. Boy, it's like you have to be ready mentally.
Yeah,
like,
because it's especially like old style video game rooms. Oh, you cannot have no weak spirit.
Hey, but you know what, for fellas, we just kind of celebrated 50 Cent in his get rich or die trying mentality in his album. So if we're gonna celebrate get rich or die trying, where does that apply with the internet world? Like, aren't we trying to get rich? Aren't we trying to go viral or die trying? Wait. Let me ask. Mind you, because I don't want to be that. I just want to try to make sense of the two. Because if you are from this internet generation and you're trying to go get rich or die trying, isn't it anything goes?
I mean, I you know what? We say anything, but to me, it's really anything within reason, and anything that we have to do to really get the goal. And I think sometimes people's goals is really fucked up because it's not even about getting money. It's really just about getting likes. And then motherfuckers waste money, waste opportunities, and they wind up broke as fuck.
Or worse. Like there's so many people that I see on YouTube who throw their soul into it and don't ever make it. Right? They just stay like mid-tier or mid-level or whatever. And they don't ever really pop off, and that sucks because they are trying just as hard as the next dude. They just don't. And it's not even that they don't have the it factor. They just not. They not popping. It's not doing it for them.
So look, let's quote the good brother Malcolm X, Al Malik Shabazz. He said, "By any means necessary." All right, and that word necessary is very important. So get rich or die trying. Right, but by any means necessary, and are all of these means necessary is the real question. And I think a lot of people do a lot of unnecessary stuff, like Nikado Avocado. The nigga almost died. Okay, right. Like he's literally done YouTube shows in breath inhalers or whatever the fuck, because he had problems. He had issues with that shit. And think about how many women, right, have got body augments to get some clout or get some fame or some other kind of shit like that, and they wind up going bad and poisoning them, you know what I'm saying, or destroying their bodies later on down the line.
Yeah.
What about those TikTok kids who was faking injuries, like faking Tourette's and Down syndrome and shit for likes? Man, there was kids who was doing that catch a lick where they were like stealing stuff from schools and being like, look at this, look at what I stole from my school, like. Or
the COVID challenge, motherfuckers got COVID for real from the COVID challenge. That's a dumbass thing to do. Licking toilets, licking toilets. God damn,
toilets,
licking toilets on TikTok for fame, and you don't even get paid that much money. And that's the thing. That's the thing. People talk shit about somebody like Lizzo, but she got money. She got money. She got fuck you money. Okay? Then you got motherfuckers licking toilets. They got a hospital bill. That's it. That's clout chasing.
Man.
That's clout chasing.
What people don't
Jason.
look, what people don't understand is as much as I would, or anybody, any of us can sit up in here. I won't just say me, but any of us can sit up in here and talk about Lizzo. Like so many other these artists, they out there, they put in the work, man. Like, what did Drake say? I put 40 in the studio. Okay, look, I may not like that, but I'm not putting 40 hours in the studio right now. So, like, I'm not
Strap
doing
in for
that.
this one. Strap in for this one. Why did I hear that Lil Nas X is not gay at all?
Wouldn't be surprised.
Out of what?
But
Outta here.
he acts hella gay though. I ain't gonna lie.
He used all that previous, all that, just to get the buzz cracking.
Hold on.
But also, you know, he used to run a Nicki Minaj fan page before he ever got famous.
He I actually heard him like a bit saying that he's considering like giving up that and like going back to women, or like he never was even really engaged in. He was just like,
how many dudes has he kissed on camera and like live and stuff? Like how many dudes has he ever been with? Like now that you mention that, I've never actually seen him hang out with no dude like that. Not even on his social medias. Not that I follow his social media.
I kind of feel like he has, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Look,
like I said, I don't know.
If this man is being gay for clout, he doing a good ass job. That's all I'm saying.
Look. Let's say this. If Prince were to drop controversy in the day of the internet, would we be a little more confused about Prince?
Hell not.
Like, if Prince did his whole thing from day one on the internet, would we get because there's a lot of confusion about Prince. Is he gay? Like we didn't know because of the internet. But like Nas X is just, what I'm saying is there's cats using the internet and throwing out messages to get clout, but the message, gentlemen, remember this one blew my head, but when Kanye said he was never really with the backpack movement, that kind of blew my head up. I was really but it makes sense. He was just like, I could have been a gangster rapper, but if so many gangster rappers doing it, why would I be another? I'm gonna do
I chose something else, but he may not have been with the movement itself because, to be honest, he doesn't really sound like backpack rappers.
He didn't. He just wore a backpack.
Right. And then he inspired other people to rap. And they're the clout chasers. He's the clout in that situation. You know what I'm saying? He's the creator of the movement, not the movement itself. It's kind of like Jesus Christ, right? Jesus wasn't a Christian, but he created Christians. They're kind of clout chasing Jesus. You know what I'm saying? He was something else.
Wait. So Lil Nas X, if he's gay or not, the fact that he's just celebrated
gayness,
he got a bundle of a check, my nigga.
Right, he got check on check.
So let's wrap that around our heads. Even if he's not gay, he just celebrated homosexuality, and he got a check for it.
Right.
A bundle.
A bundle. And you got niggas being gay on the low for free.
Hey man, is that any different though than any one of them other like blackface dudes? Like I feel like people who do stuff like that, that's like blackface, dog. Like why are you, again, a YouTuber that I follow, she criticizes Batwoman in the CW, which by the way, if y'all didn't know, the CW is up for sale because if you get woke, you go broke. And she was talking about how in the show Batwoman, as we all know, as I mentioned on the show countless times, and I will die on this hill, Batwoman, one of DC Comics' first openly lesbian characters, okay? Amazing. But you want to know what made her amazing? The character, not her being a lesbian. And man, this chick, she talks about this on her channel all the time. Stop writing gay characters and have them being gay being their character trait. Like dude, that's not good writing. That's
Right.
lazy and it's terrible.
And it's
No one
it's like
likes it.
somebody being black. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And their whole thing is I eat watermelon and fried chicken. Okay.
Right. Like every time I eat
what?
watermelon, I get powered up. It's like, nigga,
Facts.
what?
No.
Hey, and on a super side note, have y'all seen the trope in movies where the Indian person gets paired with a black personality? It's always some super rich Indian dude sounding hella like black, or you know what I'm saying, like from the hood.
Trying to be hood.
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
No,
Hell,
that. But
bro.
that's the thing though. In the Middle Eastern countries, they don't see what's the word I'm looking for? Black culture as bad. You know, like they see the rappers with the gold and the bling, and that's what they see 4 to 5 years after it's already passed through us. Okay, so like by the time we like, okay, well that's old news. They're like, that was awesome. Like, what? Like the Thizzle dance. Oh my god! Like I must do that right now. You know, so they take that shit hard core, like hardcore. Like that's why they do that. And it is racist as fuck. Don't get me wrong, but that's why
I'm
they.
just talking about how they have it in movies. Every time they have a character, they always like get some better writing, dog.
And this is a good segue to what I was mentioning. Like you mentioned it, but you like blackface. So I know that has a long history of like issues, but like today, what people are doing on the internet, is it similar to like blackface, like putting the image up?
It really depends, because there is a Chinese market on TikTok that is white people who play what a stereotypical white American would be, and they get paid by the Chinese government to do this. And they're called what do they call it? Oh man, it's a word for them, and I don't want to say it because I don't want to butcher it, but it's a thing, and they're on TikTok, and it's like modern day. It's wild. It's modern day slavery. Like this dude got a handler.
Yo, I gotta be thinking like this. I mean, with the way that black people are portrayed on the internet, are black people even acting blackface?
I would say no.
No, because some of us are really like that. We're all of those ways, and maybe it's played up, but I think we all got really big personalities.
Hey, you know what? There's a guy I follow on TikTok who's a self-proclaimed Black Power Ranger, not the actual Black Power Ranger, Zach, who I do follow on TikTok, and he owns it. Like he owns the shit out of being a Power Ranger, and I'm like, get that bag, homie, because that's what's gonna make you famous again. He was in the Shield. Shout out the Shield, great show. Why I say that? Because like, would he have a voice? Would he have 3K followers if it wasn't for TikTok? Hell nah. But if you go outside of TikTok and you walked up to this dude to a convention, you wouldn't know who he was. Why? Because it's just another guy in a sea of faces, like all of us are. Like, what happened to that black guy who used to run into places and be all like, "Oh my God, I'm here for whoever." Like, you guys remember that guy? I don't know his name, but he was hella funny.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's been that's on like the internet famous.
Know what?
I don't know. Like internet famous is kind of scary because you could be popping in 1 week, but isn't that like the game? Isn't that
But 15 minutes turn into 15 seconds. And
I mean, look at Nicki. The goal though is to be like a Nicki Minaj or a Cardi B. You get in there, and then you get so embedded in there that you can't get pulled out. I mean, because who would have thought them two would have been like in it for as long as they have? I mean, damn, Nicki Minaj is almost.
I knew.
40s.
I knew Nicki Minaj. She has all of the star qualities, and she's been willing since the very beginning to do whatever she needs to do to make that shit happen. Same thing with Cardi B.
Well, there it is. There's that. I know. There it is again. No clout chasing.
Right,
Or
right, but
setting the,
you know
setting the
what
bar or clout chasing, as you want
what
to,
the
however you
difference?
want to call it.
I think that's the difference because Nicki sets the bar. She was already paid before she ever dropped the album. Cardi B already had a huge following before she ever started rapping, and she was already making money. Right, she was making money when she was stripping, and she was one of the top ones over there, making mad bread. Right, then she gets on the show. She's being paid to be on the show. People on the internet are talking shit about her, making her bigger,
More
right?
famous.
Making her more famous for free. For
Big
free.
facts.
And
Big
she
facts.
cashing checks every time they mention her name. Right?
Yep.
And she was able to transition that into a rap career and keep the personality that she had and continue to build that into like a conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? Her and Offset, that's a deadly duo. And as a matter of fact, a part of the idea for this show came from their song, Clout, that they made, Offset and Cardi B.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They do anything for clout. And it's like, these niggas are getting rich. They're rich.
I mean, who was that other guy? Not Takashi 69, because we already know where we already know where he went. But there was this other dude, a rapper, white guy from Miami. His name was Stitches,
Mhm.
and he wanted to do whatever for the bag. Now he's in jail, I think, or if not in jail, his career is either floundering or floundered. Like Vanilla Ice, there's there's a big one. Great cloud chaser right there. It's not Limp Bizkit. Fred Durst, because he
Yeah.
was a rapper. Fred Durst was a rapper.
Right. And he would rap for the clout and then it left. And I think that's the difference. It's like, you know, clout is not gonna last you. Clout is less than a 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And clout don't make you no money.
No.
But having longevity, having products to sell, having a business, you know what I'm saying, having a brand, that will. And so I think the question is like, how do we actually build a brand that can last and that provides for us as individuals?
Hey man, it's all about the products. Look, I watched the Breakfast Club. Soldier Boy was talking about. It was like, Soldier Boy, what you working on, man? I'm working on this soap. And then what happened right after that? Pandemic. That motherfucker went from being one of the broken laughing stocks after sinking all that money into his fake ass console and phone. Don't buy either of those. But then he went, and then I turned around because he was selling all that soap, and he became like one of the richest dudes overnight. Like overnight, bro. How wild is that?
With integrity. And this is the last thing I want to say. I think we should wrap up in a little bit. But hip hop, all right, as a culture, is about authenticity. Whether you wrote your shit or not, it's about authenticity to who you are. Motherfuckers like Tekashi 6ix9ine, they are not hip hop because they're inauthentic. And sometimes people in the mainstream will go for that shit. But hip hop has always been underground, and it's always been about the people. You know what I'm saying? And the people who created hip hop, they were eating off hip hop even when they were making mainstream rap music to eat somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
I'll give you that. I mean, look, the reason why I stuck with 50 for so long, like I said, there's 350 Cent, man. Hip hop 50, then there was Rich 50, then there was Club 50. Okay, but the reason why those things work is because he never came from a place of like, I'm better than you. It was just like, this is what my life is right now, and I really don't have anything else to rap about but this,
right?
Which is right in front of me. So like, this is what it is. You know, love it or hate it, but it is what it is. Like, I think that's why the Black Eyed Peas eventually fell off. Here you are again, mega superstars. You're rich. Facts. You don't live in the world that is right now. So you telling me about how we supposed to love and be all about everybody when you live in a multi-million-dollar mansion? That don't work. Why I still fuck with Redman? Why I still mess with Redman? He's probably one of the realest hip hop artists on earth. Yeah, they want me to do cribs. They want me to rent out a big fat ass house. And you know what? My mama called me and was like, "Hey, check this out. You know that ain't you. You know that ain't you." And I was like, "Facts." I got to walk away. David Wayne said it. If I had to sell out, then I got to get the hell out.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. And we need that mentality in our community. You know what I'm saying? And like we've been saying, all us kinfolk are kinfolk. and that's not on us. That's on them. They made that bed. They gotta lie in it. We making our own bed over here, and it's comfortable as fuck. Okay.
Facts.
No, you
Built
gotta
on
go
the-
for yours. You gotta go for yours, but have some integrity. Be sure to be able to look at the person in the mirror and be like, "Are you good with what you with your acts?" I'm checking myself, and I'm not gonna expect nobody to check themselves. I'm checking me. I am being a lot more conscious what I'm doing on the internet. I am.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
genuinely, I will say
Same.
this: I am not a good person. I will never claim to be that hero. Okay, I am not that guy, right? But I am conscious of what I say, and I do agree with what a lot of people do say on the internet. At what point am I responsible for you in your place? You feel me? Like, at where's the cutoff to where it becomes okay? Look, I'm no like, where does the clout stop, the internet stop, and the person begins? And we remember that, hey, this is your person too. Like, one thing I hate to see people get snapped on videos, like, oh, the Karens or whatever, public freakouts, and people be like, you don't know, like, you don't know. And I'm just like, bro, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, you see this stuff all the time, man. These people get fired for yelling and screaming and shit that ain't even at work, and they get phone calls like, hey, we saw that video and we gotta let you go, and they get mad like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why did you do that?
Right. Like, what the fuck you over here yelling at somebody who worked at damn KFC because they
like,
forgot a piece of chicken? Like, you better take your privileged ass home, cuz. To me, it's like what A said. It's about integrity, man. As long as you ain't out here being a jerk to people, then it's all good. And I try to keep it PC on the internet, but if somebody asshole, I'm flaming them.
Oh, flaming, mandatory.
Flaming them. Say something crazy to somebody else on the internet. I don't give a fuck if I don't know them. I'm on your head.
I mean,
Take your heads off. But
Right.
You know what, though? But then also, I'm just trying to just keep my flame in check. That's
Right. Right. You know what I'm saying? Guided flame. You know what I'm saying? Not just fire everywhere, burning shit down.
exactly.
It's like plasma. It's like it's like a lightsaber. You know what I'm saying? It's super hot to cut your ass quick as hell, but I direct it wherever I want it to go. You feel me?
Like I say, man, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that Wings of Redemption guy. You don't want to be that dude who ends up so devoted to chasing that bag that you literally cannot do anything else, and it becomes a pity party, and it's just like, oh no, it's so sad. But then on the opposite spectrum of that, you got people like Mr. Beast, who you just sit there and you think to yourself, that is probably the most successful YouTuber in existence, and you think to yourself, for how long though?
Right.
Like, PewDiePie was the most successful video game YouTuber next to Ninja.
Yeah, but that nigga's racist.
Yeah. So they say. I don't know. I never saw the video, so I can't say. I'm not gonna say that.
Say the N-word. That's dude who said the N-word, right? While he was on live, right?
Yeah, I think something like that. But
kick us out.
But you know what? They all do. I every white person that I've ever met, I know they said the N-word at least once in a derogatory sense.
Hey,
it don't even got to be directed towards black people. They'll spill a flower pot, nigger. Nigger.
Flower. But do you know what the problem is? Also, is like
stub your toe on the Legos.
The internet is where it's so open that you could come up off of the internet, but you could also take some downfalls from it too by exposing too much of yourself too.
Right.
Like even here, brother, like us three being right here on this right now, we could be all positive and all, but like a couple days from now, somebody like flame now. Hey, I watch your podcast. You were all positive. Now you're telling me to suck your dick. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what?
Oh yeah, don't ever get it twisted. I'm gonna say it right now, so everybody will know.
I am both.
Look, I may do this nice thing here, this whole thing, but I do motorcycles, and don't do that. Like I people have to learn real hard, real quick. Hey man, Andre is the nicest dude on earth until you say something to piss me off, and then you gonna see real quick why they call me the dragon. Oh yeah, because it's wow, son, ain't none of that.
I'm gonna tell him right now, I'm not a nice guy, I'm a good guy.
Yeah, facts.
Okay.
Like, yo, man,
Reiterating me. I'm working on my demons and my issues. Please don't fuck with me. Please.
Man, like it is.
I'm working on myself right now.
Like I'm trying, okay?
I'm trying.
I am trying.
It is never worth it. You know what? I will share this last one, okay? And this is one I knew. I was really like, okay, I really gotta be chill. It was one particular night. I remember this one so vividly. I was playing Red Dead Redemption. Great game. If you never played it, you guys should check it out. But I was getting sniped by some little 13-year-olds, and it was really pissing me off. Like, I ain't even go in front, and I knew they was kids, right? You can tell. And he killed me one good time, and I was just like, yo, this little mother, kill me one more time, bro. I'm gonna come find this little bitch. And they was like, oh my God. I'm like, nah, f that, man. And my boy was like, yo, you gotta calm down. I was like, nah, f that, man. It's that little kid, bro. If I fight a little, I'm gonna kill that nigga. Like, where my horse at, bro? Where my horse at? I started like trying to charge him, which of course he killed my horse. Then he killed me, which of course made me just rage hella hard. They eventually left. Dude was just like, yeah, man, that guy's clearly having a bad night. You know, I think we should leave. I was like, yeah, you should. And I was like, yeah, damn.
Right.
Like,
you wouldn't agree with us. Right.
Oh yeah, no.
You're gonna kill me to the end of time, dog.
Facts. Like, I will come back from the grave for vengeance. You feel me? Like, I'm so glad that rant was never, ever recorded. Like, oh man, because it was like what I said was just clearly a paraphrase of the tongue lashing that those children received. I don't think they ever got back on that game ever again after that. Terrible.
I feel it. Hey, look, I be playing 2K, and sometimes I gotta get on the mic and be like, hey, bro, y'all trash. Y'all all dog water. Start passing the ball. Stop doing whatever you're doing is wrong.
Hey, you know what?
In a nice way.
But see, what you just said right there, that's not really blaming nobody. That's like regular sports. You're trash, bro. That's like, once you motherfuckers use a racial slur and talk about people's mamas. Yeah. That's like, yeah, I.
Right.
Hey man, you're not playing WWE 2K 19, 18, or 20, where all you do is constant power grabs and power slams, and you get on the back and you do the back bridge, so it looks like you're teabagging your opponent constantly. See, that's toxic. You ain't doing that. Okay, you are good.
No, I'm definitely not doing that.
Yeah, you good.
I'm probably one of the least toxic people. I only go after other people who are toxic. If I spot some toxicity and some shit, that's when I'll go attack somebody. Like, now, this shit you doing, toxic. It's not cool.
I want to show the court Exhibit A, right, where SumOfMan is clearly lying. Because I have played this man in multiple fighting games. So hard.
I mean,
so hard.
And yes, fighting games.
No, but I'll say this, bro. Like, even on the toxic conversation, I'm trying to stay off of toxic posts. I'm trying to stay off of toxic people. All that. I mean, like, the toxicity. That shit. Mind you, that term only was in existence like the last 5 years, 4 or 5 years. Like, but I'm trying to be conscious of my toxic intake.
Right.
That's now that you think about it, all them toxic homies you fuck with.
Right.
Man, think about all those scenarios.
You hang with a bunch of toxic people, you're gonna be the next. That's what it comes down to. And I hit somebody on Twitter the other day, and I was like, yo, this is kind of extreme. And then what they said is, well, you know, it's been a lot of people on the internet saying extreme stuff. And I'm like, that's the issue right there. whoever you're following saying this stuff, you should not be following them. You should not even see this stuff. It shouldn't even be on your radar. These are obviously not your people. Okay.
I'll write I'll type something up, and I'll look at it and say, Adrian from before would post this. I'll type up some shit and delete it. Just to go through the motions of typing it, and I won't post it. I'll delete it. Just to go through the motions of whatever I want to say and delete it. Because I don't want no parts of the old toxic one to be.
Right.
No, I don't care about. And matter of fact, this person I'm on this post with, I'm not gonna meet. Like I used to. There was a time I wanted to be liked by everyone. I don't give a fuck about this homie in Australia because I'm not gonna meet them unless they're supporting my art.
Right.
They have no connection with them.
Right. And look, I will block mugs quick. I dare somebody come in this chat and say some toxic shit. You got one chance. You say anything toxic up in here, blocked. That's it. You're done for it. GG's.
But like that's what the internet. It's like the juicy posts are the ones with the most drama.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, there's let's clarify something here too, because there's a difference between having an opinion that we don't personally view with, and then intentionally being toxic and vile.
Yeah, hurtful, vile.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Mean.
Like let's just clarify here real quick. So when we say toxic, we mean people who are actually actively creating content to damage people's mental and well-being. Yeah. Not people who just have a viewpoint that any one of us do not personally agree with. That's fine. Do you? Right.
That's not toxic. We all got the power to disagree, but some people out here got bad intentions, and that's the kind of shit that I don't want to be on. Like I posted a picture of me and my lady, and then hella people came in to talk shit, right? And it's in like a black, I think it's in a black relationship forum that's supposed to be about black love and black relationships, but it's not really that. And then I'm just glad that most people who seen it said good things, but then a couple people came in with the toxicity because it was popping, and they were like, well, me. And I just let that. I didn't say shit to them. Like I was like, oh man, fuck these motherfuckers. But then I'm like, if I type to them, they're gonna type back to me. That's gonna get their comment sent up to the top, most fucking viewed comment and shit like that. So I'm not gonna do it. Like,
see, brother, you wanted to see.
Yeah, hell yeah.
About 10 minutes ago, you just said you a flame a motherfucker. But you chose not to because if you flamed them, it would just add to this flame of toxicity, and it would be never ending, and it would just get you riled up, and it would get you to no conclusion.
Right. And I think I pick and choose my battles. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. But some people I'm like, you need to be flamed. So I'm flaming your ass, and those times be nice. Like I flamed this dude in his Pokemon chat, and then everybody named Mom came by to flame his ass afterwards. They was like, well, why you saying this stupid ass shit? Blah blah blah. I'm like, thank you. Like motherfuckers like this need to go. Like you are the problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's levels. It's levels. Like if I need to speak, I will. But if I don't, I won't.
I'm just gonna say levels to these bezels, bro.
Right. And it's like the serenity prayer. Give me the strength to change the things that I can. Give me the patience to deal with the things that I can't, and give me the wisdom to know the difference with things that I can change and things that I can't change. You feel me?
Amen.
So with that,
that's a beautiful way to end it on that. Yes, sir.
Right. I got the other side of the question. Right, we talked about adults. The other side is: would you ever consider homeschooling your children if you had them, or if you want to have them? Why, and how would you go about it? Homeschooling.
Never.
Really?
Never.
Okay. Why not?
Well, my kid deserves a social life and the ability to make their own decisions and mistakes.
I feel it. Age?
Same thing. As much as I would love to be knee deep teaching my youth, they deserve the opportunity to go outside, make friends, and like have a social.
You know what? I agree with that. And you know, my daughter's in school right now. My son, we're trying to get him enrolled in school right now. But I have definitely thought about homeschooling. One, you can get homeschooling bread, but two, I've looked into different homeschooling not platforms, but kind of like setups or whatever, like ways that you can do it. And what some parents do is they'll get together with other parents and they'll make a cohort of students who are all at the same level, and then they'll have them students train together, and then they could have, you know, they could have different classes that they have where different parents take different shifts. Like on Tuesday, you know, they'll be with Mary. Thursday they'll be with Joe learning capoeira. You know what I'm saying? And that way you work as a community to build your kids up. And if I was ever gonna homeschool, it would have to be something like that. Like it wouldn't just be me
That
and
sounds
my
cool,
kid all
but
the
that
time.
also, hey man, I like that. I really do. That sounds great, but that sounds like school with extra steps. I mean, you might as well just have them go to school and then teach them the extra shit when they get home.
I mean, I do that anyways, right? But it's like I think that way you get more control over who your kid is around,
Yep.
which is really important. Because like think about this, you know, these people who are super rich, right? They have generational wealth, and their kids hang around other rich people. You know what I'm saying? Their kids don't hang around folks like us. When they go to college, they're not going to college for the degree or even to get to school. They're going to the college to meet other people who are in that same financial bracket so that they can build connections. So when they get to that place where they're getting a job, they have relationships already with people who are going to be in that same kind of position. It's like, oh yeah, like my partner is now a CEO at Apple or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because we went to college together back in the day. And that's how that kind of money is kept in place. And so if you have a good group of kids who's around your kid, that I think is a little bit better than just having whoever up in this mug. And I'm gonna keep it real. Public school is an ass. I work at a public school. Public school is an ass. If I could make a better school, then I would. Like straight up.
You think about getting with like 12, a dozen
Yeah.
kids, and they rotate to each other's houses, or like that seems feasible. Because
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, working in the public school system, it's way too many kids, and the kids get lost in the shuffle.
Right.
And if
Right.
you can have maybe a dozen to maybe 20 kids that you and you handpick them,
Right. Right.
and you like, man, and they hang out like a little, and your kid gets their little handful of friends, but they don't got to deal with all them ignorant niggas bringing guns to school,
Right. Knives and shit.
knives, and fucking Pepe and his crazy wannabe gangster ass, and
Right.
All right,
Right.
look, now that I will never argue with you about. Okay, I will never take that away because you are 110% correct. Like, and there is not a single fiber in my being that's like that man over there talk to some crazy
no, but
jive.
see, I had to hear it from SumOfMan to get this, because when I think of homeschooling, you know, traditionally you say home, you think of waking
Right.
up, going in the kitchen, and you stuck all day.
Right. Right.
Yeah, like
but
but you got like a little handful of friends. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and it's hella kids around here. You know what I'm saying?
Go to Miss Gonzalez's house on Tuesday. She's
Right.
cooking good shit.
Cooking some good stuff, teaching you Spanish and stuff. It's like, come on.
Fuck yeah. I'm like, oh man, sign me up.
Right.
my counter argument to that again would be, why don't we just rally to better our public school systems? I mean, it's not that
We have
hard.
been.
Right. No, I mean, like I said, we've tried multiple times and it falls on deaf ears because, again, we as strong as we are, we're not stronger than the U.S. government and people like Bush.
Look, we're not even as strong as the local government, and that's the issue.
Facts.
I work at a school, and I've done a lot of lobbying and rallying with the school system, and I get all the emails from OUSD, all the emails from the principal, and I see how different OUSD emails are from principal emails. You know what I'm saying? They just had to have a sick out just now, right, on Friday, with hella teachers walking out because the COVID protocols are not up to standard. Like they're first of all, what they said that they were gonna do is not good enough. Second of all, they're not even doing the shit that they said that they was gonna do, right? And we need them to do more. And so they had all the teachers had a sick out where they left, like I think 50% of the teachers left. But then the students in OUSD, they signed a petition. Thousands and thousands and thousands of students signed a petition that said, we're not going to come back to school if these things don't change by the 17th of January. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? That happened on Friday. Guess what happened on Monday? Shit changed, okay? They had masks for all students and for all teachers, N95 masks immediately from one petition that students had to sign. When we've been asking for this all year, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, we should make the schools do what they need to do. And also, we should have alternatives so we don't have to force somebody to do the right thing all the time. So we don't gotta fight for everything that we get. You know what I'm saying?
May I counter that by saying that, again, the school, like many other things, are part of the government. And the government only cares about you surviving, you thriving. That's up to you, which is an insane thing to think about when you really think about it. Because I was talking about this with a couple friends of mine, because we're talking about how there's so many like the small business market pretty much crashed during the pandemic, right? Because COVID, a lot of people you couldn't go nowhere, you couldn't work, mom and pop shops dropping like flies, and something like really stuck out to me. People were like, yeah, our businesses are failing and the government's not doing anything to help us. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's kind of not their job, and nor is it their responsibility. The government's not financially responsible for you, but they are financially responsible for our schools. They are financially responsible for public transportation, like the bus. BART is a privately owned corporation that does not fall under jurisdiction of federal government, only federal regulations. Crazy stuff. Anyways, with that being said, the buses were still running for the most part, right, during the pandemic and stuff like that, because that was a government necessity, that it was like government provided service, so it needed to happen. Schools, on the other hand, they've been trying to stop I don't know how to explain this in a way that makes that could be done in like 3 seconds, because there's so many things that happened in our school system since inception in the early 20s to where we are now. Because
schools is ass, and it was made to
I don't even I don't know how to say it without saying what it is, because there's no way to say.
Just go ahead and say it.
School,
they was made to make factory workers. We don't even have factories no more.
There's no way. There's no, to put it in perspective, man. When school was created, it was meant to get you smart enough to work the factory, and that was it. That was your goal in life, was to become a factory worker. And then we had the Depression, and because of the Depression, people needed to diversify jobs. But then we had the war, which brought us out of the Depression, ironically enough, because it generated a war economy. And then we had the Second War, which boosted the economy even harder because, people got to make ammo. So now you have all these jobs with all these people who are illiterate, but they're now super important because they're doing important jobs, right? Fast forward to Bush's second Bush, not first Bush, second Bush becomes president and declares No Child Left Behind, which was the final blow to the American education system. That's wild, because now it doesn't matter if you're smart, doesn't matter if you're good at tests, doesn't matter. You're gonna get good grades and you're gonna go to college, which makes college irrelevant, because now everybody.
No. You're gonna get good grades. You may not go to college. No.
Right, and you might not get good grades, but we're gonna pass you anyways.
No. They're gonna graduate you,
exactly.
even if you can't read.
Yes.
Right.
Even if you can't read. But once you get out of 12th grade into the real world, now they're not fucking with you.
Yeah, they're not gonna care about you, dog.
That's also. But they will help you if you decide to go get into if you decide to go to a college. They will help push you in that direction if you do it the right way. Now, I'm not saying, like you said, I'm not saying that everybody's going to be able to pull out that hat because, you know, why would you if you don't need to? But for those that want that, that is an option for you.
Right. But then it's
Don't
that's
sound left
trash too
behind.
because you still don't get a job. How many
Exactly, like I
months are
said.
broke with a whole BA?
Facts are worse.
You're
Are
right.
worse.
Right.
You know what?
MA,
You know what? I've
MS and
seen
something
you.
just broke.
Yeah, you working at
Working at
I've
Walgreens.
I've seen the homies get an AA and a BA and whatnot, and I'm like, I get it, you got your diploma, but it also can't. You have to know how to hustle your diploma.
Right.
Facts.
Right. And
Hey, man, that don't even
that's
matter.
that's the main thing. Hustle beats everything.
Facts, because you could put. I went to Laney College on an application. You get a call in, and they're like, "Oh, well, you went to Laney, but I don't see anything else." Oh, that's because I also went to Yale. Oh, wow, really? And before you know it, you got a job. You don't like.
Right.
Look at Dr. Goodlove, a prime example of how far you can get if you just bullshit your way through it. Well, I've shadowed doctors before. What does that even mean?
Right.
Like,
but also look at myself. I have no degrees. I'm very proud of that. I never needed them, and I taught at Cal Berkeley. They let me teach a hip hop class at Cal Berkeley. No degrees. You know what I'm saying? I teach coding, all that kind of stuff.
Hustle.
Right.
Hustle.
It's all hustle.
exactly.
It's all hustle.
Exactly.
Mugs know I know what I'm talking
All
about, man.
Hey man, what did Einstein say? Do not judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree because you'll never have good fish.
Right. And I think that's a good enough tip to end on. Anybody got any other final words they'd like to share?
And I want to say thank you for the opportunity. And while you are talking about teachers, real quick, shout out to all the teachers that are out there still going to work in the front
Big
line of
facts.
all this crazy times, man.
Right.
Yeah, big ups.
All teachers, seriously, like,
Yep.
yeah, thank you for your effort.
From the rooter to the tutor, man. Y'all take and
Yeah,
keep
big ups, big ups.
keep doing that work, and we need to keep asking these motherfuckers for more. Okay.
Yeah. Final thoughts, man. First off, let me just say big up Liquid Richard, big up Sean Ranklin. Go check them out. You know what I'm saying? Like big up Wings of Redemption. Like I will never get off that tip. Like, God, it's so great. It's so great. But in all seriousness though, again, this is a great convo. Cool bomb hanging out with you guys, you know. Remember kids, paper does not make you smart. Okay, and then knowledge is free. So read books. Read books, kids.
Right. Well, look, y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, and we out.